High above the forests of North America, a nest begins to shake violently. Cold spring rain lashes against towering branches. The tree bends with every powerful gust. Inside, 3 tiny chicks huddle beneath their mother's wings. One is noticeably smaller. She hatched almost 2 days later than her siblings. This tiny delay is crucial. In the world of hawks, there is no mercy for the weak. Every chance must be earned. Many chicks never leave the nest. Some die from starvation. Some become meals for predators before they ever learn to fly. Yet one small female, defying all odds, will become a great hunter. This is her story. Long before she opened her eyes, 2 shadows circled high over a vast woodland. A mature pair of red-tailed hawks returned, guided by invisible memory to their territory. The male arrived first, soaring in wide circles and calling loudly across the valley. His scream announced this place already belonged to someone. No rival hawk was welcome. Minutes later, a larger, heavier female appeared from the southern horizon, with broader wings. Together, they climbed effortlessly on rising columns of warm air. They simply floated. To creatures below, they looked motionless, but every movement carried purpose, strengthening their bond. Soon they began rebuilding an enormous nest high inside an ancient oak tree. Fresh sticks, soft bark, dry leaves, green pine needles, even strips of animal fur. From above, the nest commanded a perfect view. Open fields, forest edges, wetlands. Everything a hunting hawk needed. MLHAWK carefully tested every branch before settling. Soon, 3 pale eggs rested safely beneath her body. Now, the hardest part? Waiting. Nearly 5 weeks passed. The forest changed from early spring into warmer days. Rainstorms swept through, and cold nights returned without warning. Mère Hawk stayed with eggs. She rotated them constantly, every few hours. This ensured embryos developed evenly. Meanwhile, Beau Hawk became the family's provider. Every sunrise, he disappeared into the sky. Sometimes squirrels, sometimes rabbits, sometimes snakes. On difficult days, only a small mouse. Whatever he caught, he always delivered it first to Mère Hawk. Then, she warmed the eggs. Life inside the shells continued silently. Tiny hearts beat, bones hardened, feathers formed. Then, one quiet morning, a faint sound emerged. Tap, another tap. Life was beginning. Sometimes squirrels, sometimes rabbits, sometimes snakes. On difficult days, only a small mouse. A second chick appeared the next day, larger and stronger. Both immediately begged for food. Almost 2 full days later, the smallest chick, DIO, finally emerged. Tiny, exhausted, barely moving. The difference seemed small. But in birds of prey, one day separates strength from weakness. She had entered the world already behind. Their mother carefully tore fresh meat into tiny pieces. Each bite was offered gently. The oldest chick reached first, always. The second pushed beside it. DEO struggled. Sometimes she received food, sometimes not. This was simply nature. The strongest reacted fastest. As days passed, their differences became obvious. Older chicks doubled in size. DIAU stayed smaller. Her siblings often climbed over her, competing for warmth. She disappeared beneath their bodies. Yet she never stopped trying. She stretched higher, opened her beak wider, cried louder. Then came the rain. For 48 hours, dark clouds covered the forest. Food became scarce. Mère Hawk divided every meal with extraordinary care. Sometimes she skipped eating entirely. Still, DEO often ended the meal hungry. Her body burned energy, trying to stay warm. By the storm's end, she looked dangerously thin. Many nests lose their smallest chick. Almost. The storm finally ended. Warm sunlight returned, and the forest awakened once more. Everything seemed peaceful, too peaceful. Far below, something climbed the trunk, slowly, silently. A raccoon. Nests represent valuable food. Chicks remain vulnerable to these ground animals. The raccoon climbed closer. Inside the nest, chicks slept. Only their mother, M.A. Hawk, noticed. Instantly, her posture changed. She stood taller, spread broad wings, every feather expanded. The raccoon climbed closer. Suddenly, M.A. Hawkeye exploded forward. Her scream shattered the forest. Massive wings beat through branches. Talons extended. The raccoon barely reacted before the strike. It lost its balance. Claws scraped desperately against bark. The hawk attacked again and again. Unable to withstand the assault, the raccoon abandoned its climb, disappearing into undergrowth. Silence returned. Meh Hawkeye remained alert, then folded her wings around her chicks. Dio never understood how close death came. But a new lesson had already begun. 6 weeks passed. Dio, once fragile, was almost unrecognizable, growing strong. Every day she became stronger, and every day the nest felt smaller. Her brothers constantly flapped growing wings, jumping, landing, testing flight muscles. The young female, Dio, copied every movement, again and again, with growing lift. Nature prepared them for childhood's most dangerous moment, leaving home. Adults never teach flight directly. No lessons, no demonstrations, only pure instinct. Parents called. The oldest chick reached the edge, hesitated, then jumped. For one terrifying second, he fell. Then his wings caught the rising air, and he floated. Hours later, the second sibling followed. Now only the smallest female, Diau, remained. Every day she became stronger, and every day the nest felt smaller. Morning sunlight warmed the nest. A gentle breeze flowed upward, perfect flying weather. For one terrifying second, he fell. Then his wings caught the rising air, and he floated. The nest disappeared beneath her. She was falling. The wind roared past her face. Instinct exploded into action. Her wings spread wide, beating desperately, once, twice, again. Suddenly, the air held her. Instead of dropping, she began gliding. She was flying. Not gracefully, not confidently. Her wings wobbled, drifting dangerously close to branches. A pine tree rushed toward her. She barely avoided it, a near collision. Moments later, she landed awkwardly on a thick branch. The impact nearly threw her off. Her claws tightened instinctively. She remained frozen, breathing heavily, heart pounding. The first flight lasted less than 30 seconds, yet the world was far larger than she imagined. Over following weeks, Del rarely returned to the nest. She followed her parents, learning. Adult red-tailed hawks rarely waste energy. Unlike falcons, they master patience, not speed. Bow hawk remained perfectly still for an hour. Then, without warning, he launched, diving. The grass exploded. He rose carrying a squirrel. Success depended on observation, not pursuit. This was Diu's greatest lesson. Search for movement, not shape. Smallest details reveal prey. A twitch beneath tall grass. A flicking tail. A rabbit freezing instead of running. Her eyesight developed rapidly. Red-tailed hawks possess vision sharper than that of a human. Colors also appeared differently. Many small mammals leave faint ultraviolet traces in their urine. Scientists study how hawks perceive these cues. To Diau, the landscape transformed into an information map. Knowing how to hunt was very different from actually catching food. Her first target, a mouse. She dived, too fast, striking empty leaves. The mouse vanished. The second attempt ended worse. She landed upside down in thick bushes. Prey escaped. Days passed. Failure followed failure. Squirrels heard her. Rabbits zigzagged away. Small birds scattered before she arrived. Each missed hunt burned precious energy. Unlike adults, young hawks have no margin for error. Fewer calories mean weaker muscles. Several evenings, she returned hungry. Her parents still shared food, but less often. Not because they no longer cared. Dependence had to end, whether she was ready or not. One hot afternoon, DIEO spotted an easy opportunity, a rabbit feeding quietly. The distance seemed perfect. She launched immediately. The rabbit never noticed. Victory seemed certain. Then, the grass moved. A coyote burst from hiding, stalking the same rabbit. The rabbit bolted, the coyote sprinted. DIU abandoned her dive, avoiding collision. Below, the coyote failed as well. Both hunters watched their meal disappear. For the first time, DL realized she was not the only predator. Every meadow contained competitors: coyotes, foxes, owls, snakes, even other hawks. Sometimes, the greatest challenge was reaching prey before someone else did. Late summer arrived. Towering thunderclouds rolled across mountains. Strong winds swept the forest. Most birds sought shelter. DL remained on a dead pine, watching, waiting. Her mother did this. DL understood why. Small mammals rushed toward burrows. Their frantic movement made them easier to detect. DIO remained still. Then, she saw it. No panic, no wasted speed, only perfect timing. Her talons struck, closing around warm fur. The tiny animal struggled briefly, then became still. DU stared at her catch, her first hunt. No parent had helped. No sibling had stolen the prize. She had earned it herself. High above, her parents watched quietly. They circled once, then disappeared into the evening sky.